I actually went into medicine to be an obstetrician. And then as an intern, the rotation that I wanted to do in general surgery came with a rotation in neurosurgery. And that was it for me. The first time I started seeing neurosurgical patients, and particularly patients with brain tumours, I thought this is definitely what I want to do.
What was it about brain tumours and the brain in general that attracted you so much?
Brain tumour patients are incredibly vulnerable. They've got both a neurological illness and they've got cancer. And so they really need someone dedicated to their care, and everything about it fascinated me, but I also thought it was an area that I could devote a lot of time to, devote the rest of my life to.
And tell us about what you think are the most important things for people coming into your field and the values that are required.
Well, the values are all about the patient. You can't be thinking too much about anything else other than what you need to do the best thing by your patients. And a lot of that will be not that interesting sometimes. It won't be about the glamour. But I think when people are thinking about performance, they're often sort of thinking that everything is about the winning the race or achieving the high or whatever. But a lot about performance is about repetition and not feeling like you're doing well and failing sometimes.
Do you fail sometimes?
There is not a surgeon who hasn't had serious complications. And dealing with that and looking the patient in the eye and saying this is what's happened, or their family, is very difficult. You've certainly got to learn how to deal with that.
And I imagine with brain tumours you lose a lot of patients as well.
With the most common type of brain tumours, all of my patients die. It might be within a year, or it might be within 10 years, but with the main type of tumour that we deal with, all of those patients die.
It must be very difficult because, as you say, for you, the motivation is all about the patients. So it must be in a sense a contradiction in a way that the patient is everything, but they all die. Well, yes, and I'd like to do something to change that. But they might die faster if I don't do what I do, or they might not have the quality of life that they can have in the time that they have. And some of these patients have tumours that evolve over 10 years, and if we can help people to do the travelling they want, or have a baby, get married, finish their education, do whatever thing is important to them in that time to keep them well enough to do that, to make sure that they get to do that. I think that's a valuable thing. What about the emotional side of the job? I mean, do you find that hard to maintain?
I think you're built for it. I think in medicine people gravitate to the thing that they have the capacity for. But I also, I think I reach my tolerance at work for sad things. I don't go to sad movies. I like seeing superheroes and green alien blood and stuff like that. I don't like sad things outside of work.
One thing about surgery, I imagine, is that you're both an individual doing a job where you are responsible for that patient's life and health, but you're also part of a team.
Yep.
And you're the leader of that team.
Yep.
So what are your views about leadership and what it takes to be a leader?
If you want to lead a team, you need to enjoy working in a team. And while some people might get to pick their high-functioning team, and that makes it very enjoyable, the teams I work with are the people who are rostered on for the day, who might have varying abilities, they've all got varying personalities. So I think leading the team is to understand that everyone has a different part to play and perhaps a different level of ability, and letting them do the best of their ability.
Do you think that the presence of what you might call a shared dedication helps in that?
Oh, yeah, no, absolutely. That shared vision is very important. I mostly work with the same anaesthetist, and we have very similar views of how we should look after the patients, what's important. You work with your trainee doctors for a year or more, and obviously you get that kind of partnership with them as well, and your colleagues in the department or in the university. Those kind of constant partnerships and a shared vision are very important.
Well, it's been great talking to you, Kate Drummond. Thanks very much.
No problems.